that when we are in opposition and there are certain attempts to make our governments popular, we must also be minded about posterity and be restrained not to go into excesses.
Yeah.
For instance, the attempt to want to portray one as the saint and everybody else
as a bad one,
because it creates enmity for the political class. We must not attempt to create the impression that it is wrong for MPs to have car loans because it will be deducted from their salaries. So if you take yours, you've bought various cars, as he admitted before the appointment committee, even in some occasions buying combined harvests for your constituents, and then you turn around, playing to the gallery, inciting the public against MPs who are taking loans, car loans. It's something that he should check going into.
He just
diplomacy.
wants to defeat state capture. He
said that's but what is state capture about an MP who isn't, like any other staff of Metro TV or any organization, going to take loan on his salary? It will be deducted from their salary, and then he's going to buy a vehicle with it to come to work just to discharge his duty. What is state capture about that?
Okay.
Then on Aura, the interesting thing about I am for every attempt to recover loot, and if you are recovering in that same principle, then you look at it from the Fourth Republic. If you can't even go way back to the 80s, but is it not interesting, Moro, that of all the extensive so-called exposés of Aura, we haven't seen any oral expose relating to 1992 to 2000. We haven't seen any state capture or loot from 2009 to 2016, but it's all related to 2017.
Oh, but Ablakwa has looked. Ablakwa and Dom level. I've said
So-
this time
so-
again.
no,
Hold
no,
on, hold on.
no,
sir.
that-
think
that's
yes,
not point. That if you want us to debate it, we may. But I'm just saying.
I just know.
I'm just
I want
saying
to give
it
you
would have
free
been
information.
Yes.
I would have been
Free information.
What
Just to
what
enrich
is
the
information?
discussion.
Yeah.
Very well.
I have heard Samuel Okudze to Ablakwa.
Yeah.
Yao Dome level.
Yeah.
I've said a time without number that anybody, any Ghanaian
Exactly.
who has any information about any state looting or state capture from 1992 to today
Yeah.
is free to submit that
Moro, is
information
it not
to them. And you're
interesting?
fine with that.
So, Moro, is it not interesting?
Yes.
That none such information has come from they themselves.
Yeah, but how do you believe that?
Moro, maybe
They are only
don't
recipients of information.
Don't downplay. Some
They
of
are only
us,
recipients of information.
some of us are restrained, but don't downplay
Okay.
the sensitivity of reputations smeared out there when people have not had the opportunity to even be heard for their side.
No.
Let me give you one typical example.
Bro,
About 3 weeks or so to election.
No,
let me just.
it's a fact.
This is not a
Don't
contentious matter,
worry.
but
Yes.
it's just
When is then I'll come to
for
you.
what
Yes.
is what.
We'll
Yeah,
make some progress.
just about 2-3 weeks to the election.
Okay.
I was very busy in the constituency campaigning. And then from one village, I had addressed the chiefs and people. I got back into my car, ready to move to the next village. And then I got a prompt, and I told my driver, tune into Peace FM. It was about 12:13 or so. Interestingly, as soon as he tuned in, here was Ablakwa mentioning my name, indicting me for things I even knew nothing about. And then, and so quickly, I had to call in Peace FM. It had to do with the rice saga. You remember the rice?
Oh, yeah,
issue?
rice saga, yes.
I'm not a rice dealer. I don't know anything about. I'm not in charge of supplies or anything. But he put my name in there, and the publics, for some time believed it until I came out. Same on your show. It took the graciousness of Randy. I just called him in. I'm in the middle of your discussion. My name keeps coming up. Then Annie called me, and then I explained my side before. But you see how many Ghanaians are there may be smeared in certain so-called exposés that they are innocent, just like I was, but may not have the opportunity to call into shows timeously to clear their names. So that I'm saying that somebody may have a report, you may even do your own interceptions and all that, but the rules of natural justice, it is only fair that you hear Dr. Naba, so somebody has, by whistleblowing, brought his name into something, just hear his side. It is only fair before you go and damage Dr. Naba's very sterling reputation in the public, just because he's a politician. But in the end, he may be proven innocent. So I'm just saying that he's a fantastic gentleman. He can do the work very well. But as he's moving into the world of diplomacy, it's a place that requires absolute circumspection, very sensitive matters. And so before you divulge, before you disclose to your political advantage certain matters, if you don't check and verify, it could, strain Ghana's relationship with many countries. But I know that he will go.
So in principle, let me get this. In principle, you don't have a problem.
Not at all.
With oral.
Not at all.
It's just their modus operandi.
Yes.
I.e., where names are mentioned.
No, I don't have a problem with any attempt, anti-graft attempt.
Right.
To want to recover anything.
But is this thing where names are mentioned?
But their method
and then these are not people who have been found to be guilty by any competent court of competent jurisdiction.
And
then it creates a bad image for the person.
If a politician owns a property, it's not sinful. If Dr. Anaba owns how many properties, he has worked hard for it. So the fact that today he's a politician and you discover that he's staying here or there or has this property, it would be most unfair for me to say that Dr. Anaba has obtained these properties unlawfully before because he's a politician.
Or to assume that it's an ill-gotten
wealth. So
we
don't have to create that misperception out there for us. It destroys us.
All right.
And it doesn't put all of us.
All right.
Particularly, and the last point I would land on. My good friend, Honorable Ablakwa, the first thing he did when he appeared before the vetting committee was to insist that the chairman of the committee and the ranking apologized to him, his wife and his family, because he felt that some statements the minority leader made had smeared his reputation. He demanded it. So I'm just saying, in all fairness, you must also be sensitive to the reputation of others, so that you don't just damage people's reputation when you know that yours is important to you. He went there with 4 or 3 bags full of documents relating to others' properties, others' lands, dealings here and there. But when he was requested to bring just 9 documents related to his business, his property, so-called property, he said he's renting, but not. He's a successful man. Why shouldn't he be bold to say, I own this property, I own this property? Even Honorable Okujeto Ablakwa owns even 5 properties. He has worked hard. He deserves to have them. He should be bold. But because of certain utterances, you'll be shy and say, well, I rent. And he wasn't able to produce those documents within the time. I later heard that he has submitted some. So I'm just saying that you carry around loads of things. So you point one finger at somebody, the rest comes to you. So let us all be that, circumspect.
So those are the documents.
Absolutely. These are all documents for people, relating to people. But when your rent agreement that you so-called said, you couldn't bring it. Your business documents, you couldn't bring it. But you carry things about people. So I'm just saying that we are doing a lot of harm to ourselves as a political class. Because it's not everybody in the political class that is successful because they misappropriated funds.
That's fine. It's a fair point.
I think you said certain things that we have to at least make some comments on.
But he will succeed. Now, congratulate him. I know he's a very good friend.
Yeah, good friend.
Yes.
He will do well.
Yeah. Ablakwa was coming for vetting. The vetting committee, the appointment committee, gave him the list of things he should bring. He brought those ones. Then you request for additional information. How would he know you wanted them? And how sure are you that the bags that were lying there were people's documents? That's one thing. Did you enter the bag? You didn't enter the bag. You didn't come close to the bag.
He himself said it. All these are.
So let's leave that. Let's leave that aside. Oral is something very good that you yourself have accepted.
No,
if you think that there are issues, like Moro said, if you think that there are issues that you want to bring, there are complaints, there is robbery or corruption or whatever anywhere that you want to bring to their notice, you are free to bring them. In addition, Oral has not accused anybody, has not declared anybody to be a criminal yet. What Oral is doing is gathering information, and it is open to the general public, including yourself, including whoever was a minister before, including who was a president, to go to them and present whatever allegation you have against anybody. Whatever they are giving to them for now, they are allegations. And they can say that, yes, it is alleged that Dr. Anaba bought a school bus. Anybody can allege. It is up to me to go to them and tell them, I've heard my name that somebody has come to present a document alleging I've done this. If you heard about your name and you call them and tell them that it is not true, then they'll find a way of either dropping it or going into the investigation. So I don't want us to sit here and be blaming Oral. Oral is good and anybody can do it. Look, when JJ left Ghana and Kufuor took place, senior journalist Kweku Bako did a lot of investigations about JJ's bank accounts. It's similar to Oral. And it was done. So why do we have to complain now? If you think that you have a problem with any NDC member who has done anything wrong, go and report it to them. Or you can even go to the criminal investigation department of the police and report it for them to investigate. You have the free will to do it.